Hi, I'm Mike doing business as JR. Today I'm going to talk about using some online tools. And I actually shouldn't just say online tools, I should say business tools. If you're going to be a business for yourself and work online, you're going to find that you're going to have to spend some money sometimes. I tried to avoid that myself. I tried to do everything for free. I had this attitude that, well, if I'm, working to make money, why should I have to spend? You don't go spend at a job. Well, that's a stupid attitude to have. I have two brothers who are mechanics, and they have to buy their own tools every year. And they spend thousands of dollars every year on their tools. And it makes sense, because if those two are spending thousands of dollars a year on tools, imagine having a whole shop of mechanics where the company has to go and spend thousands of dollars for the tools. So instead, it's if you're going to have a career in that business, that's part of it. And it's the same thing, I'm an independent filmmaker. So I buy all of my own equipment. Those are my tools. Nobody's going to give them to me. I have to do it. So it's the same thing when you're working online, no matter what it is. So I want to talk about some tools that I've used that I think are really helpful and are the ones that I would suggest. I have used some tools that are garbage, so I don't want to give them any kind of credit. So I want to just tell you about the stuff that works. So the first one I'm going to talk about, which I think is one of the most important tools you could possibly have if you're dealing with any kind of online advertising, and especially with Craigslist and Backpage, is Craigslist Ad Tracker. This is a fantastic tool. I would suggest the paid version. There is a free version, but you're not going to get all of the things you need. The paid version has some of the things that I'm going to suggest. What you can do is actually make clickable ads. But you can only do this with the paid version. Now, clickable image ads are great because a lot of times they convert the best. So you can have your ad, as a photo image, and someone clicks on it and they go right to your site. So that's a really effective ad. And this Craigslist Ad Tracker actually makes it very simple to do. So you get your image, you create your image. You can even do, if you have WordPad, write out your ad. And then use for example, Windows has a snip tool that actually will copy any image. So you can actually clip around that ad and now you have an image ad. Upload that to Craigslist Ad Tracker. They create the code for you. You put your website link in the choice box and they will give you your HTML code. And all you have to do is copy that and paste it right into your ad. Now it doesn't work for other free classified sites. It really only works for sites that allow HTML, which is Craigslist and Backpage. Another great thing, and this is another very important factor, is it can track your ads. Now if you just do written posts, you can actually put a hidden tracker within that post that will then tell you how many people are actually looking at your ad. And that's really important because if you place an ad out there, you're not going to know if people are actually going on it. You may be wondering why you're not making sales. Well, now you can see how many people are visiting. Or, another great part of it is a lot of times Craigslist will just not put your ad up. Backpage will do the same thing. And you may not know that. Well, you can go to Craigslist Ad Tracker and actually see if your ad is actually live or not. Or if someone flags your ad, which is an awful practice, by the way. I would not do that if I was you. If someone flags your ad, you can actually go and see who did it and then prevent them from doing it to any of your other ads. So that's a great tool. The next one, also related to posting ads, is CCleaner. Now, I used the free version of this. There is a paid version if you wanted to do that, but I used the free. What this will do is thoroughly clean out your cookies. Now, Craigslist and Backpage, they like to put cookies into your system. And they will monitor you every time you visit their site. And if they feel you're posting too much, your ads are not going to go up. So this helps prevent that. So you want to run it every time you're going to post an ad. Every time. So that's another fantastic tool. Another tool, which is another free tool, is called OpenOffice.org. Now, if you're dealing with text or you need a word processor, this will do it, and it's free. Now, what I like to use it for is I like to create spreadsheets, and I will create ad campaigns, for example, for Craigslist. And I'll be able to put down the day of the week I want to post, the category I want to post in, my headline, my tracker ad, and the particular week that I'm going to post it in. And I like to do about a 4 to 6 week plan. So then all I have to do is copy and paste. It ends up making the process of me posting my ad take about a minute or less. And I'm just copying and pasting. So you could also color code it too. You could have, each day be its own color, so each week, so it helps you find everything easier. So that's a free tool, and it's fantastic. It can open up any kind of text or doc file. So it's a great product, and it's free. Another thing to do, and I consider this to be a tool, is getting your own domain name. Now, if you happen to have like an affiliate link or a capture page that's part of a bigger system, a lot of times the link is very long. And that's bad because it's unprofessional. Craigslist may not even allow it. And it may be just too long to put in some of your posts, whatever you're doing, whether it's ads or blog. So you want to have your own domain name. Try to think of maybe a company name of what you would like your company to be or something that's related. One tip is to don't use the name of the product you're promoting in your domain name, because that could be a violation of copyright laws. So you don't want to do that. Another good reason, another very important reason to have your own domain name, and I'm going to go back to Craigslist Ad Tracker, is I will create a campaign where I may have 150 ad trackers. And I will reuse those ads because I'm just monitoring the daily activity of those ads. And I'm posting these ads a couple times a week. So if I used my capture name when I went to go insert the web address in order to make those HTML codes, and then I decided to change my capture page, I would have to go back and edit every one of those 150 ads. And that has happened to me. I've had to do that. And it takes hours to do. It's tedious, it's annoying, and there's nothing worse than having to start over again. So if you have a domain name, you just put that in there. And then all you have to do is, whoever you go to, I like GoDaddy. I think GoDaddy has some excellent prices. I actually recently got a domain name for about $2.99 a year. That's fantastic. $2.99 a year. And that web domain is going to help me. So I like them, but there's many other choices. But what's great is, like with GoDaddy, I can go into my account, click on my domain, and now I can forward my domain to my capture page. And they make it very easy to do. So that's a fantastic tool to have and really important. You also want to have a lot of emails because you may need emails for certain things. So Gmail is a great thing to go. You can get free email from them, free email accounts. Yahoo could do the same thing, Ymail. So that's something to keep in mind. Non-online tools would be to have a lot of notebooks and pens. You're probably going to be taking a lot of notes down and things like that. So that's going to be important. If you really want to get deep into image ads, maybe getting something like Adobe Photoshop Elements. If you can afford to get Photoshop, the real, the good version, the pro version, do that. But Elements is a good program too, and it's a lot cheaper than, Photoshop. So you could try that. I also use Adobe Fireworks to do some of my image ads. So these are some great options. And if I have any other tools that I use, I'll do another video just to help you. So I thank you for watching my video. And if you're looking for something to promote online, you want to make some money, whether it's some extra money or full-time pay, why don't you take a look at my site, and you might be happy with what you see. I'll see you next time.